Hey everyone, I am checking in with you guys today. I know it's been a couple weeks, really sorry about that. It's been super crazy here. I don't know if you can see all of the, well, of course you can see all of the brush and stuff behind me. I have been, my husband and I have been working really hard to get this land cleared out. It's so beautiful out here, but it's a lot of work. So we have just delved into that over the past week and a half or so. And then my mother-in-law came into town. So we've been really busy, but I'm checking in now. There's a few things that I want to share with you guys that I've kind of discovered over the past few weeks. I started this weight loss journey out really strong, and I was tracking my calories very closely. I was making sure I stayed within my limits and within my numbers. And then, of course, life happens. You get busy doing yard work, home projects, family comes into town, and things get a bit hectic. So my dogs are going crazy. So one of the things that I realized was you really need to log your calories immediately. It's so easy to get caught up doing other things, hey buddy, and just forget about what you've eaten, or try to go back and remember everything you've eaten throughout the day, you know, at dinner time, and try to log everything. So you really need to make it a priority to log your calories right then, as soon as you eat, if not before. There's been a couple of times that I've sat down and given myself a really small portion of something and then logged it afterwards and realized it was really more than what I should have consumed for that meal. So it's kind of important not only to immediately log those calories, but to look at the nutrient info before you eat it, and kind of decide what you can afford for that meal. The other thing, I came across an article a couple of days ago that was talking about how our fitness trackers kind of overestimate what you burn, and physically we feel like we're working harder than what we really are. So that's one thing that's really important, is to do a correct assessment of what you're burning. I think as far as fitness trackers go, as far as I can tell, ones that have heart rate monitors kind of do a better job at estimating, because it's taking your information and your target heart rate and kind of putting you in that category of what you're burning. The only true way to know exactly what you're burning is to have a MET test, and most people don't do those. That's kind of judging your oxygen intake and things like that. So most people, the easiest way is just to use a tracker with a heart rate to kind of get a more accurate representation of what you're burning with each activity. The other thing that the article mentioned, and I will try to post where this article is, because I would like to cite this source for anyone who would like to go read it. Of course, I'm doing the video now and I can't remember, I didn't write it down, but I will get that to you. So the other thing that the article said was that a lot of times we tend to underestimate our calories. So one thing that goes along when you track your calories is there's an estimate of what your nutrients are for an apple. Well, of course, that's going to vary if it's a small apple, if it's a big apple, what type of apple is it. So try to do the best you can to get a true estimate of what you're eating. Search around a little bit within your app. And the MyPlate app, I have found, has a lot of options. So if I'm going to have an avocado with my lunch, I can kind of find a small avocado or a large avocado or whatever. So don't underestimate your calories, and don't overestimate what you're burning. It's a good tip that I found there. I'm going to hit on weigh-ins, and I know there's a lot of different theories out there. There's some things that want you to weigh in every day. I've always told my clients, do a weekly weigh-in, don't do a daily weigh-in. And it's something that was taught to me and always kind of makes sense, because you're going to fluctuate quite a bit. So you can expect to fluctuate about 5 pounds. And I have found that to be true. So just as a test, as a little experiment, I decided to weigh in daily for the past 2 weeks. And it was an emotional roller coaster. And it's something that becomes addicting. So I was, the first couple days, I was just kind of doing it to get into a routine of weighing in daily. And then after that, it was kind of an obsession. Like every time I walked to the bathroom, I wanted to hop on the scale to see if I'd fluctuated one way or the other. The only good thing that I can find of a daily weigh-in is if you weigh in every morning, you kind of have an idea what have I done over the past, 4 or 5 days? How has it affected my weight, and what adjustments do I need to make? However, like I said, it can easily, even as someone, as a fitness professional who encourages clients not to weigh in daily, it became an obsession for me. So try to avoid the scale. Pick a day, every Monday, every Friday, every Thursday, whatever you want it to be, and try to just do a weekly or a bi-weekly weigh-in, just so you can get an idea of where you're at and not make it all about the scale, because really it's not. It's not about the number on the scale. It's about, are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you able to do the things that you want to do? So try to avoid those daily weigh-ins, because they do get addictive. The last thing I have for you is about support from your family. And it's something that most trainers kind of hit on whenever you first meet with your client. What kind of support do you have? And it's always something that I've talked about, never really been a big deal to me, but it was very important because over the past 2 weeks, because we were so busy, and I was just talking with my husband, and I was like, I haven't been able to work out. Your mom's been here. We've been going out to eat and doing a lot of fun activities. It's fall. We're going to pumpkin patches and all the fall things, fun things that you want to do during the fall. And I was really starting to overeat and not hit my numbers on a daily basis, for 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row. So I was kind of complaining about that and kind of beating myself up over, I don't want to do this, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done this. And my husband was like, well, wait a minute. You don't do this all the time. You did really well at the beginning. Things are different right now. My mom's here. We're having a good time. She's only going to be here for 10 days. So if it's that big of a deal, why don't you, I'll take the kids off your hands, occupy them. Mom and I can take care of them. And then why don't you go get a workout in and kind of feel better? And that was a big deal to me. So it's important that you have that support, whether it be from your mom or your dad or your spouse, or just someone that you can come to and say, hey, I've really had a hard time with this lately. I'm not hitting my numbers every day. Could you help remind me? Or would you be willing to help me get back on track? And that was just such a comforting thing and such a big deal to me. So if you could just find someone to be there, even if it's not immediate family, someone you could call, a friend, a close friend, to say, hey, I really need to get in a couple extra workouts this week. It hasn't been a priority. Could you help me do that? Help me stay on track. So just to recap real quick, I know this has been a long video. Immediately log your calories, check your nutrients, nutrient info before you eat. Don't overestimate your activity level, and don't underestimate your calories. Puppies are playing crazy over there. Sorry, I know you probably hear that. Try not to weigh in daily. Try to keep that a weekly or bi-weekly thing, so you can try to stay on track. Don't focus on the number on the scale, and do what you can to have some kind of support system for when you get off track. All right, guys, you can see behind me, I'm about to get a workout in. I'm gonna try to videotape it and get it posted, so that if you need a fresh workout, you can follow along with me. All right, have a great day.